Good morning, Mo'ay Rabotai. Bez Hashem Mincha is going to be 8:15. Please be on time. The Halacha to Muktze, if something starts off Shabbat as being Muktze, and in the middle of Shabbat it becomes sort of not Muktze. What is the term and what is the Halacha under those conditions? So there's a Gemara that talks about Migodi Itkatzai be'erev Shabbat, Mitkatzai be'bekol hayoma. Once it's Muktze on Ben Hashmashot, during the time of twilight, it becomes Muktze for the rest of the Shabbat. So a very common example, one of the cases that are mentioned is if you have fruits on a tree. Fruits on a tree are considered to be Muktze because you're not allowed to pick them, you're not allowed to eat them. Anything that you do with them is a violation of kotzer, of basically harvesting. So if during Ben Hashmashot, during the twilight of Erev Shabbat, it started off Muktze, meaning it was attached to the tree, and then it falls in the middle of Shabbat, 12 o'clock in the afternoon on Shabbat morning, it falls off the tree. So now it's not any more Muktze, so to speak. However, since it started Shabbat as being Muktze, it is established as being Muktze for the rest of the Shabbat. So therefore, for that entire Shabbat, you're not allowed to handle fruits, even though now it's on the floor, because of the fact that it started off the Shabbat being on the tree. There are other cases that the Gemara mentions. As one other example, they used to dry raisins, grapes. They used to make raisins out of them. And when they were in the drying process, they used to be not edible. Until they became fully dry, it was kind of an in-between stage, it wasn't edible. So if it started off being not really edible in the beginning of Shabbat, and then halfway through the Shabbat, the sun was very strong and it dried up completely and became edible, you would not be able to eat those raisins on Shabbat because of migodi itkatzai beben hashmashot itkatzai lekula yoma. So that's another case, another example. There are certain times where we find exceptions to this rule, but we'll get into that a little bit more detail as we move along. Baruch Adonai le'olam. Amen ve'amen.